Alright, my zillions, today we have a review of the Diamond Select Toys Kingdom Hearts Tron Wave. And a big shout out to the good folks over at DST for sending this whole wave over. That is really awesome of them. As you know, I've reviewed quite a few of the Kingdom Hearts figures, and they're pretty cool. I've said from the beginning, I'd rather have these than a lot of the imports, just because of affordability and looks-wise, I think they really work. I mean, sure, you're sacrificing some articulation here and there, but like for someone like me I like the aesthetics of Kingdom Hearts, you know, I think these make really great representations on the shelf, and a lot of times it's just awesome figures. So really glad to have done this one, because honestly, this was probably my most anticipated wave. I really love Tron, even up and above Kingdom Hearts. I am like a true fan of Tron. I do love me some Tron, so when they said they were going to do this, I knew at some point I'd have to grab him. So really happy I was sent these for review, so that is awesome. So let's get into this review. Alright, because there's so many figures, let's do something different here for size comparisons. A nice overall shot with a bunch of different figures across a bunch of different lines, including DST's own Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from their Ghostbusters line, and the Headless Gypsy Avenger there from their Pacific Rim Uprising line. So you got some Hasbro stuff here, Lord Zed and Gambit. One of the Dinobots, SHF Pikachu, and Mezco Popeye. Let's go through everybody's articulation first. Well, I guess second. Shadow here, he's just a little PVC figure with a head swivel, and that is it. Black Coat Mickey, or King Mickey, has a little more articulation than that. He does have a head on a ball joint, and you can swivel it there. Hinge swivel at the shoulders. Swivel at the wrists. He has like, I think it's a ball joint in there, or ball jointed legs. So you can move, and then you can swivel at the knee. So it's not a ton, but I think it works. I mean, especially since he's got this big overall coat, I think it works fine. Moving up the size classes here, we have Goofy in his Tron gear. He has a head on a ball joint. You can move it pretty well, so that's good. You can look up a little bit. Then you got hinge swivel at the shoulder. You can swivel at the elbow, no hinge, and swivel at the wrist as well. There's nothing in the mid section here. I thought there might have been, but there's not. He's got these kind of DCUC style hips. Goes forward as well. Nothing in his knees, but you can, well, I guess you can swivel at the bottom here. That's at the bottom of the foot, at the bottom of his cuff there. And then you do have a hinge at the foot, which can rock a little bit. So it does help with the articulation there. Sora, head's on a ball joint. You have a waist swivel. You have hinge, swivel at the shoulders. You are a little hindered by shoulder pads. You can swivel at the elbow. And he has a hinge, and then the wrists do swivel. Same as Goofy, he's got these style hips. He can do the full splits with them, kicks that much, and goes back, so that's good. Swivel at the bottom of his pants. No knee bend, but you do have a hinge at the foot and a swivel there as well. So, you know, a little bit better than Goofy there, but very, very similar. The assassin here has a head swivel, has a upper body, kind of, I guess it's a ball joint in there, as well as a little bit of a waist articulation, which is cool. And then the shoulders, he can go around. Not exactly sure. It's a little bit of a hinge in there, I guess. Not exactly sure what kind of joint that is. It's hard to tell. He does have a hinge at the elbow, and he can swivel, but you're not getting much range of motion on that. Then at the legs, kind of hindered by his hip skirts here. Can go back and forward just a little bit. The legs do not have anything at the knees. And then he does have ankle rocker, which is cool. And a hinge. So it's interesting articulation. It's not like amazing, but it kind of works for this kind of weird body shape here. Sark has a head swivel. I believe it's on the ball joint, but it's kind of just a head swivel. You can rotates very tight on mine. Probably needs to be heated up right here in the midsection. Hinge swivel at the shoulder, but you're not getting a ton of range because of this. You do have a elbow and a up elbow hinge and a lower bicep swivel. Can't swivel his wrists. Legs do the splits. Kicks only that much. Not too far back. Double jointed knees, but it is a little tight, so I'd be careful. But he does have them, so heat it up and he should be okay. And ankle rocker with a hinge at the foot. So it's actually pretty decent on Sark here. Not bad at all. And Tron himself, same deal with the head. It's got a ball jointed head. Not getting a ton of range of motion, but you do get it. You got waist swivel, hinge swivel at the shoulder. Again, it gets blocked a little bit by that. Lower bicep rotation. You do have a hinge at the elbow. And rotation. If you depending on where you rotate it, you get a little more motion there. Swivel at the wrist. Beyond the full Van Damme. Kicks that much. Yeah, a little bit there. Double jointed knee works a lot better on Tron here. Rocker. Hinge at the foot. So I think Tron is pretty good, actually. There is only one accessory for all of these guys, and that is Sora's Photon Debugger. It is the Space Paranoids wave, after all. I don't think I've said Space Paranoids at all during this review. It'll most likely be in the title. But yes, it's technically called Space Paranoids wave and not the Tron wave, but I like to call it Tron wave because Tron. Very well known. However, this kind of Space Paranoids-esque Keyblade looks amazing. Very, very, very well painted. The blue looks great, all up and down. Then you got purple, which is really nice around the handle here. Beautifully painted. You got the blue again and inside the handle with the gold all around it. That looks really nice. At the very end, you got more of that blue, which is really nicely done. I love this little part right here in purple. The sculpt is great, and then the top part up here looks really nice. Again, you got the purple and the gold. You got little gold bits there. So this is a really, really nice piece. It fits in his hand really well, so I dig it. This is a perfect accessory. And speaking of Sora, let's take a look, shall we? Face looks great. Eyes are painted perfectly. The mouth is done in a little bit of white there. The rest of the face is grayed out. Looks really good. His hair sticking out in gray looks good. Nice sculpt on the whole head. I like how they incorporated the whole Tron theme into Sora's, proportions here with his usual outfit, and I think that looks amazing. His pants look fantastic. All the blue striping looks great. I love how, I guess at the knees the gray looks a little messy right there, but it's not the biggest of deals. A little bit out of the blue there. It's so small. Overall, I think the pants look great. I don't know why it skipped down to the pants, but we might as well. I like the striping going down his tights there. That looks good. His boots look amazing. I always love his giant boots, but all Troned out here. The blues look great, and the 3 shades of gray all work. It's all done very, very well. Going back up, the upper body, again, you got all that working there. I love the different shades of gray. It looks awesome. It really does. And then, you know, the blue striping, again, a little messy there, a couple of spots of messiness. But overall, you really don't notice because of the way, you know, it's so intricately done. It goes in and out and it just looks awesome. I love his gloves. Gloves look fantastic. Really, really nicely done. So that is cool there. Nice work all around. Nothing to complain about there. If you look at it from the back, he's got these little thingies sticking out in blue. That's really nice sculpt work. I love how the back looks. All well done, up and down, all around. So a couple of little paint issues, but overall the sculpt is really good, and he stands awesome. So I really don't mind the little bit of paint issues there. It makes everything else makes up for it really well. So I think this is a great Sora. Let's do a quick look on the little shadow guy here. He's like, I feel like he's more of an accessory. He just has yellow painted eyes, which are done fine. That's the only paint on him, and the rest is a translucent purple plastic, and it looks really cool. My son loved how this looked. Honestly, you hold it up to the light, and it just looks awesome. You know, he's in a nice little fixed pose, but he's menacing. You know, creepy, menacing. And that's fine, and that's all you really need. He looks good. The shape as well. I like how his hands look. I like how his antennae look there. Yeah, I like that they're two different shapes. I like this one a lot, you know, how it curves, very like Nightmare Before Christmas-esque, so very nice. The assassin dude here, he is interesting. First and foremost, this face, he's creepy. Like, you know, he is definitely creepy looking. This face plate, not plate, but like whatever this is here, that comes down like this cloth thing, it's very nicely sculpted. I do dig this part here. That looks really good. It's nice and neat. The metallic purple on this guy really stands out. I like how it gradiates up into the very light gray, which is also kind of like pearlescent, which is really nice. All these folds and wrinkles will look really good. The rest of his head, this is a little warped here, but, you know, you do some hot water treatment, you should be okay. I like, again, the sculpt work is really nice with that metallic purple, really works. His arms look awesome. Again, it comes out between this very, very light gray and the purple, and it's done nice and neat and well on both sides. I love the spikies. He just looks really, really cool. This whole part going down the middle is cool. He's lanky, scary looking. So well done. Creepy, really. His legs look crazy creepy. I like there's little wrinkles here on his shoes, his feet. That looks great. I really think this is a really creepy looking guy. You know, so he could just be a creeper on your shelf. Yeah, that's scary. Black coat King Mickey here. He's mean looking. He's got a mean looking face here. I dig it. It's a little bit different from Mickey, and I like it. It's well done. The eyes look fine. You know, the shape overall looks good. I like his hood is up, so that's cool, and I like how that all shapes. You know, it's got some good sculpt work on the hoodie, and the little silver strings here look good. You know, just done in soft plastic. And then the zipper all looks pretty decent, not bad at all. The overall shape of this guy is nice. He's small, but the coat looks good. You do have a fixed little tail here. Be careful, you might break it if you were too rough with it. So really be careful with that. But it looks good. It comes out of his coat there. Very nicely done. On the inside, they painted the zippers, and that is awesome. Really nice attention to detail there. So I think Mickey looks pretty good. You know, he's simple, nice and in black here, but it looks very, very nicely done. Next up, we got Trond Up Goofy. His ears are soft plastic. These look good. I love his hat done like this. That looks good, painted well with the gray and the blue. The helmet looks pretty cool. I feel like this visor thing is a little, it's off or something. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. maybe it is. It looks a little odd to me, like a little bit off. But then again, so is this is off this way. He's Goofy, so... Oh, you know what, guys? This rotates. I did not know that. So, a little articulation point extra. The face looks good. Perfectly Goofy. I like it. You know, it looks very nice and gray. Very nice head sculpt all around. Body shape is very nicely done. I like how his arms look a lot. You know, that looks pretty cool. His goofy feet. Trond Up Goofy feet shoes. Really work well, honestly. Let's get some focus in on this. So many guys in the background to pull the focus away. But it looks good. I really do like how his shoes look. Then his pants look very nice. Similar to Sora's pants, but, you know, different shapes. Well, same shape, but different, like, design work. And I think that looks good. I do. You know, the blues look great on it. The dark gray on the bottom, the medium gray here. The belt looks amazing. Very well painted. I like his back is done well. Oh, there he goes. And then his shoulder pads are really nice. Like I said, the arms look really cool. His gloves and stuff, his gauntlets, really nice. I think they did a really good job with Goofy. He looks pretty fantastic. Checking out the baddie from Tron, Sark here. I think the face is done pretty well. You know, not bad for like a non-digital printed face. It looks pretty awesome. A nice representation there. It really looks good. The eyes look good. The features look great. The helmet is pretty good with the red over the light gray. Nice sculpt overall. His body is all sculpted pretty decent. Like, if there's anything to say, I'd say the red inside, like, doesn't go all the way to the edge, but it's not, you know, sloppy. All this work here is awesome. Really nicely done. You know, you got his disc in the back. Yeah, it's a little disappointing the discs don't come out, but is what it is. You're still getting some cool figures here. As you saw, a little, you know, needs a little more red there, you know, so that's a point based on his back that I could contend with, but it's not so bad. All this work is done well, so that is cool. I've always loved his arms, you know, like how that looks, and I think DST did a fantastic job there with those gauntlets. Really nicely done. Again, the legs looking good, the kneecaps looking good, and the feet look pretty decent as well. So I think this is a really, you know, for as far as being a Tron fan, I think this is a really cool representation of Stark here. Not bad at all. Overall, like I said, the same thing about Tron himself. My one real gripe is this eye is a little bit to the center there. Not all the way cross-eyed, but it's just slightly off, where it's like, ooh, so close, you know, to a perfect Tron. But the overall features looks pretty good. Pretty Tron, pretty, you know, Bruce Boxleitner here. The helmet looks, I mean, the eyes are painted well, you know, that's for sure. The helmet looks awesome. You got 2 shades of blue working, which is so good. Here's his disc with all that paintwork around it. So well done. And probably tempo printed, but I'm not sure. It looks really good. The belt looks really nice all around. Shoulder pads look good. Arms look fantastic. His gauntlets look amazing as well. Look at all that awesome detail and paintwork going down here. Man, all the striping, it just comes out a little bit. You know, like, it's interesting. They also didn't paint straight through here on both sides. But, you know, when you do that, you don't see it. But, yeah, I don't know. I wish there was that little blue there. That's a bit of missing paint on both sides. But, you know, it's doable. It's forgivable. It's not the worst thing. The rest of the paint is done pretty decently, I gotta say, on Tron, who, you know, for me is like the big get here. The feet look good. It's a really good representation of Tron, you know, and Sark. I do like having figures of them. Again, this doesn't bother me that much. It's only slightly off. And having them together is so awesome for me. And my final thoughts, I am super happy with this wave of DST's Kingdom Hearts figures, the Space Paranoids / Tron wave. One thing to have Tron figures, it's amazing. To have a Tron and a Sark is so awesome. To see Sora and Goofy all Troned out is really cool. And then to get, you know, Mickey and a really unique Shadow there. Mickey in that black coat is awesome. And the little Shadow figure is pretty cool too. So overall, I really like it. I can definitely recommend it. You can find these in like GameStops and your favorite comic shops, so definitely take a look at them and just buy them. They're awesome. I definitely recommend them for sure. Just to let you know, Sark comes with Sora, Tron comes with Goofy, and Black Robe Mickey, Shadow, and the Assassin all come together. So that is the breakdown. Hope you dug my review. I want to thank DST once again for sending these guys over for a review. Really appreciate it. And if you could please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Buy me a coffee on Coffee. And until next time, peace out, peeps.